Welcome, everyone. Bill Hammond with Casey Elder Law Firm here today. And I'm really excited to have Chelsey Smith, the Outreach and Communications Coordinator with the Community Blood Center. So welcome, Chelsey.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. As a kid, I always heard, there's the, blood drive going on and all this, and it was always kind of just background noise. But nowadays, I can't imagine with the pandemic and everything what has fallen to you guys. So tell us a little bit about what you do and why it's so important right now.
Sure, yeah. So we've been uniquely affected by the pandemic, but of course, a lot of people have. As sort of a sister center in the healthcare organization, we provide blood products to over 90% of the hospitals in the greater Kansas City area. So that includes red blood cells, platelets, plasma, and lately convalescent plasma, which is used to treat COVID-19 patients. So we've been inundated with requests from hospitals for convalescent plasma as of late. But unfortunately, our collections have been down since March, since the onset of the pandemic. So
Yeah, I can
yeah, it's a
imagine.
pretty unique season to be in. We usually experience blood shortages around the holidays. People
Uh-huh.
are
Yeah.
busy, or in the winter months, there's always flu season to contend with. But we've not experienced anything like COVID-19. So
So this
uh,
is kind of a chronic situation. I know it used to
absolutely.
fluctuate and you'd get people that would
Yep.
come in and donate, but all of a sudden since what, March, April, whatever, now it's kind of chronic. So how serious is the blood shortage?
It's incredibly serious, and chronic is the only word we can use to describe it. As you said, we do fluctuate throughout the year. We have some shortages in some months, and other months we're doing well. But unfortunately, there has been a chronic deficit between donations coming in the door and what is required of us from our hospitals, and
And
that's
I'm
the key
imagining,
concept.
Chelsey, that when someone just has I don't know, an elective surgery or something, we probably don't even think about it very much, but you guys have to provide blood for even the most simple elective surgeries to make sure that that's on hand. Can you tell us about that a little bit and what the needs are?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's elective surgeries like you've mentioned, but actually elective surgeries, what we learned this year, at the beginning of the year, or sorry, at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the pandemic,
Right.
elective surgeries were canceled in order to alleviate some of that stress on our healthcare system. But that was only a small portion of our blood usage. Our blood usage remained pretty much the same, and that I mean that goes for patients such as cancer patients who require regular platelet treatments in order to undergo chemo. That goes for mothers and newborns, women who have complications in childbirth, or if it's not an elective surgery, God forbid it be something super invasive, but blood is always needed when you're going into a surgery of any kind. It's needed there. It's needed to be there on the shelf just in case. So these are, oh, and not to mention trauma patients.
Right.
The ER, our emergency rooms use more blood in their treatment than any other place in the world. So it's an interesting time to be in the middle of a pandemic that is affecting our global, our world globally. However, our blood usage remains the same. Our blood needs remain the same. We still have those incredible needs there.
Yeah, so I'm imagining that, during the pandemic, so many people have been so severely affected. We're
Mm.
all looking for ways to help. What can we do to help, and who's a good candidate? Who should, in particular, should be contacting you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we do need blood donors. So if you're able to donate blood, we ask that you make an immediate appointment to do that. We've got 7 neighborhood donor centers across the Kansas City metro. All of those locations can be found online at savealifenow.org. And then if you have questions regarding whether or not you're eligible to donate, maybe you're on medication or you've traveled recently, we encourage you to go ahead and give us a call, and that number can be found on our website as well. We're happy to answer any questions you have regarding medical eligibility. And then also, we need volunteers. So we have a whole host of volunteer opportunities that are quite critical to what we do at CBC. That includes going and picking up blood from blood drives and bringing it back to our center so that it can be processed. That includes sending out stat orders of blood to hospitals. We have a lot of volunteer drivers who do that for us as well. And then it can also include something as easy as you're staying at home and you're writing thank you letters to our donors. Those things matter. And so we don't want you to come out into the public if you don't feel comfortable doing that. But there are a lot of volunteer opportunities we have that you can help us with from right there at home.
Awesome. So talk for a moment, if you will, about the safety concerns. Obviously, everyone's worried about nowadays. We know the pandemic is raging and the numbers are crazy. Right. Safety's got to be a big issue. How do we make sure people are safe when they do this?
Yeah, sure. So, we've always been in healthcare, so we're a little more hygienic than most places anyway, but we do have enhanced disinfecting protocols across all of our blood drives and donor centers. That includes social distancing protocols as maintained by the CDC. So we very closely follow CDC guidelines throughout this pandemic. Masks, of course, are worn by donors and staff at all locations. We do temperature checks at the door, health screening to our staff and employees before they even arrive to work. We ask that they, not come if they're not feeling well. And then the same is for donors as well. If you're experiencing symptoms of any kind of virus, not just COVID-19, we ask that you would stay home.
Okay. And if someone has had COVID and recovered, can they donate, or will they not be a good candidate?
Actually, if you've had COVID-19 and you've recovered, we need you desperately. So I touched a little bit at the beginning on convalescent plasma, and that is actually plasma that we collect from recovered COVID-19 patients. That plasma contains antibodies in it that actually has been shown to help our current COVID-19 patients recover. So if you have recovered from COVID-19, if you've been 14 days symptom-free and you do have a positive swab test or nasal test, we ask that you can go online to savealifenow.org and find more information about how to donate convalescent plasma, or questions about whether or not you might qualify for that. But that's an incredible need right now. In addition to blood, we need that convalescent plasma so we can help treat COVID patients.
Awesome. So one more time, I know you've given the website. Why don't you do that one more time? A phone number. Let us know the best way that people can do this. They need to make an appointment. So tell us how. Let's get people in. What do they need to do?
Right. So visit our website at savealifenow.org. There you can find locations for blood drives out in the community or donor center locations and hours. You can also make an appointment online there as well. If you have questions or you want to call us and have us make your appointment for you, we can do that. Our phone number is 816-753-4040.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, and for all of your elder care and elder law needs, feel free to contact us here at KC Elder Law Firm. We have offices, as you know, in Overland Park and Corporate Woods, in Lee Summit and Kearney, Missouri, or you can visit us online at kcelderlaw.com. Give us a call, 913-338-5713. Again, kcelderlaw.com for a free consultation. Chelsey, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. This is a really important message. We'll get it out to people.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.